Plants are 500 million years older than us. Is it possible they have something to share? It's a pointless intellectual discussion, but one night on a strong plant medicine will tell you all you need to know. It offers a taste of what intelligence can be: grand, limitless, and unobtrusive. The word that comes to mind is awe, where terror and wonder converge. There's fear in it because it reveals what's too vast for our minds to hold and dissolves our sense of control. Working with plant medicine is a deep dive into the unknown, and that takes courage. If you're interested in superintelligence, look no further. With that in mind, here are 4 basic tenets of plant medicine in order of foundational priority as I see them. Number 1. We don't understand how plant medicine works. A scientific breakdown of a plant's chemical interaction with human brain receptors is interesting, but it offers no real insight. There's no spirit in that information, and that's where the magic lives. Over the years, I've witnessed difficult energetic patterns living within me, like tangled fishing lines of human emotion, being unraveled by plant medicine with an unearthly deftness far beyond human capacity. It's awe-inspiring, to say the least. Trying to understand how a plant medicine works is like a child trying to understand Einstein's mind. Number 2. Plant medicines are benevolent, and thank God for that, considering their power. That very power, in fact, is evidence of their benevolence, as few would dare try them otherwise. This isn't to say they aren't extremely challenging, but that's a very different matter than being malicious. The term tough love comes to mind. In my years of working with plant medicines, watching others, and speaking with facilitators who lead groups on a weekly basis, the number of negative experiences is shockingly low. I'm always amazed at just how few people lose their shit, for lack of a better term. Plant medicines ask us to let go at the deepest level and could easily take advantage of us if that were their intent. They would have no place in the pantheon of healing methods practiced around the world if that were the case. People simply wouldn't trust them. Number 3. Plant medicines want us to let go, and they'll do whatever it takes to help. They can draw on any tool of human experience at any moment: memories, bodily sensations, hallucinations, laughter, grief, love, just to name a few. The intelligence behind that kind of adaptive dexterity, shifting our internal experience in an instant to find the right course, is beyond comprehension. For this reason, their capacity to help us knows no limit. They can shift our consciousness so profoundly that we see ourselves with fresh eyes from perspectives normally unavailable to us, and often to our own shock and horror at what we've done to keep ourselves sick and unhappy through unconscious patterns, most of them rooted in unworthiness. But because of their inherent benevolence, we are generally offered self-forgiveness as part of the experience. Used correctly, they are teachers of the highest order. Number 4. The reason plant medicines want us to let go is so that we can play with them. They love to play, which in my view is one of the highest expressions of intelligent life. But they can't play with us while we're still trapped in our suffering. Plant medicines are like the local kids on the block, inviting the new kid, us, to come out and play. At first, we're shy, nervous, and afraid. It's all unknown, and although the local kids assure us it's safe, we don't trust them. But over time, we loosen our grip on our mother's hand, step into the street, and discover we can trust them, and ourselves, and there is pure joy. But until that moment, there is struggle. The struggle to trust that letting go is safe. We can't truly play until we let go. Only then can we join them in their delight at the wonder of existence. Many wonder if plant medicines really work. It's a legitimate question, of course. Though few doubt their potency, their true value remains uncertain for some. What good do they do in my everyday life? Do they truly help me change? Of course, only we can answer these for ourselves, as the changes often appear subtle to others, but we can feel the truth within us, often manifesting as more freedom, more joy, and more love. But as many have experienced, including myself, plant medicine isn't a magic pill. It rarely cures in a single sitting, despite our initial hopes. Surprisingly, this turns out to be good news because what for many begins simply as a desire to end their suffering can, over time, evolve into a journey toward a profound understanding of our true nature. Plant medicine can show us what it feels like to have an open heart, and although at first that feeling may fade when the session ends, it leaves a touchstone, a reminder of what it feels like to be happy again, light, open hearted, present, and free. On the other hand, the reason plant medicines can be so challenging is that they show us in the most visceral way what it feels like not to be free. They have the power to reveal the full weight of our suffering, and yes, it takes courage to face that. But if we're lucky, the medicine also offers a deep enough taste of freedom that over time our love of that outweighs our fear of the darkness. In my experience, as the scales begin to shift, more peace, joy, and love naturally fill our lives. Through plant medicines, we quickly come to see how limited our ordinary state of consciousness really is, a realization that is necessarily humbling. Ayahuasca taught me early on that I could never understand life in the largest sense. My understanding would only ever be a handful of sand compared to all the sand in the world. It showed me that the path toward understanding was through simplicity, not complexity. Basically, to get quiet. Not more information, but more silence. Many people believe it's dangerous to take plant medicine. Not to be glib, but in some respects, I think it's dangerous not to. Without it, we risk calcification of the thinking mind. Plant medicine seems to allow the mind to stay open and fresh by interrupting stodgy old patterns of thinking that can cause many of us to suffer as we get older, as the saying, "set in your ways," sums up so well. That's what concrete does, it sets. Those uneducated about plant medicine sometimes worry that it may just be an excuse to indulge in drug use. In a broad sense, drug use could be defined as using a substance to escape one's problems. But those of us who use plant medicine intentionally do so for the exact opposite reason, to face our problems. We use it to free ourselves from patterns we can't release on our own, patterns that traditional therapies, which tend to be less holistic by nature, struggle to reach. The medicine can shift our consciousness in such a way as to reveal new perspectives that then allow us to release the energetic networks of stories that keep us bound up. As I've noted in other essays, my use of plant medicines is not a blanket recommendation. They are extremely powerful allies and must be approached with respect and purpose. Anything with great power can be abused. There are many paths up the mountain, as the saying goes, and plant medicines are just one. I use the term plant medicine only because that's how most people refer to it. A more accurate term, in my view, would be plant teacher. It certainly has a better flavor. Medicine is bitter. It carries that unpleasant tinge of take your medicine. Not to suggest that plant medicine can't be unpleasant and bitter in the most profound ways, it can, but that's only one facet of its vast powers. Unlike a pill we swallow and forget, plant medicines teach us how to free ourselves through letting go. Their work is inherently interactive. Our role is to be as present as possible, a task that can feel impossibly difficult until somehow it becomes the easiest thing in the world. That is the whole dance. That is the whole journey. An essential aspect of working with plant medicine is finding a facilitator you can trust completely. If letting go is the overarching goal, we must feel utterly safe. Otherwise, we will always feel the understandable need to stay partially on guard. Also, in my estimation, meditation is an essential skill for getting the most out of plant medicine work. It's important to spend time alone, eyes closed, finding your own way down the path. It's a delicate path requiring deep interest, persistence, and courage. At the same time, there's a beautiful social aspect to many plant medicines. Sharing and receiving love on these medicines can create remarkably profound and intimate connections, often very quickly. They make honesty, openness, and authenticity with others effortless, giving us a taste of how easy and natural it is to love. There's a ring of truth in these encounters that is profoundly affecting. Taking plant medicines can feel like being plugged into a cosmic internet, adding a mystical spice to earthly life. Over time, they gently compel us to grow more comfortable with the unknown, which is essential for anyone seeking spiritual freedom. Much like Rumi spinning as a whirling dervish to achieve an altered state to access the divine, plants can offer a similar gateway. If the intention is clear, the method of access doesn't really matter. One of plant medicine's great powers is its ability to temporarily liberate us from the tyranny of time. But in my opinion, their deepest gift lies in reminding us of who we are before our stories. They offer a profound window into the world of the mystics, whose promises no longer feel simply like blind faith. Plant medicine can deliver in one fell swoop the jaw-dropping union of our own emptiness with the most extravagant manifestation of form imaginable. In truth, far beyond anything we've ever imagined. For me, it is often through these journeys that I find renewed wonder and energy to continue on the path. We must, however, always remember the limits of memory and language when attempting to convey the ineffable nature of spiritual experiences. Language is only an invitation, not the experience itself. If you think of the spiritual path as an immense botanical garden, each plant medicine offers a key through a different gate. Some gates open into a Zen garden, sparse, precise, and clean. Others open into a wild jungle or a barren desert, a tundra, or a high mountain forest. Each path has its own distinct flavor, and none is straight, nor does any reveal a known destination. But at some point along whatever path we're on, we arrive at the understanding that we must stop walking, stop searching, and let go. Each path then opens into the one grand ballroom, where we realize we are everything and nothing. Each plant medicine contains the whole view. Each can deliver us to ourselves, of course, because what we're looking for is not a thing. Presence is presence, by whatever means it comes.